and welcome to episode 3 of the Commissioner's Lounge Potty. My name is Sonny SRL Co-Commissioner, and thank you for joining us as always. It's a privilege to be bringing you this content. And joining me as always, my co-host, Riley Murray, Muzz. Round 2 over and done with. Before we get into it, how's life? What's been happening?
It's bad. Bad as it can be. My king, Eli Barnes, was injured due to your laptop, Sonny. Your little toaster that you sim your games on, and might never forgive you for it.
Yeah, the Luke Driscoll propaganda has made its way into the masses. Mate, you got to make your tackles next time. That's it.
Well, how about you make a new CPU in that little laptop of yours, Sonny? How about that?
Hey, how about we take this to Bill K and have a talk about the dividends of this Patreon? Maybe we need some slice of the cake there. But if you just tuned in, big shout out to our Patreon supporters joining us live in the chat: Anthony Lee, Anthony McDonald, Chris Weston, Daniel Hallier, Jeff Keane, Lonnie Lawrence, and Manly, nearly said Manly Mobs, Ruben Mobs, and Ollie Parche as well. Big g'day to these lads. And yeah, if you guys have any comments or questions throughout the potty, just drop them in the chat and we'll get to them when we can. But let's get into it. Riley, round 2 is in the books. We'll take a look at the results, as I should have had this already ready to go. But to kick things off, oh geez, no, now it's gone. Give me a second here. Great start to the potty. This is why we do it live, so I can go in the post and edit all this drill out later. Anyways, to kick it off, it was the Warriors 42-6 over the Seagulls, the first Monday game. And then after that, it was the Rabbitohs 20-12 over the North Queensland Cowboys. The Rabbitohs starting 2-0, the Cowboys dropping to 0-2. And the Monday night footy game where the great Eli Barnes unfortunately copped the hammy in the Tigers 12-6 win over the Dolphins. We'll talk about that game in a second. Panthers 30-6 over the Gold Coast Titans. Cronulla Sharks narrowly scraping by the Broncos 12-10. And on Wednesday, it was the Dogs beating the Roosters 40-30, and the Knights over the Raiders 30-6 to round off your round 2 games. Thoughts on those games, Riley? Any standout matches that you watched, or any standout players that you think deserve an honourable mention?
Well, I think I'll give an honourable mention out to Timmy James, my vice captain. He had quite a good one. He was he's been having a few good weeks, so hopefully he can keep it up. We're definitely going to need him to play well without Eli Barnes, but another player who did well. If I can just think for a moment, I'm pretty sure Danny Hallier, he had an alright week. Here's a couple other of our patrons here. I'm pretty sure that our very own A-Mac actually had a pretty decent one as well. So yeah, a few good players over the week.
Yeah, just some standout moments. The Wars putting 42 on the Seagulls. I know Ruben asked us not to cover it, but it was a huge bounce back win from the Wars. And apparently one of the organisers actually got a mix up, and the game was played at Brookvale when it should have been played at Mount Smart. So I don't know who did that, but we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to get down to the bottom of that one. But the Rabbitohs beating the Cowboys, I thought that was a big upset. Eli Barnes' injury. I mean, that Monday night game against the Finns, Riley, that had everything. It went down right till the end. It actually looked like you guys were about to concede when Eli Barnes went off, and there was a penalty given away by Sonny Riley, was kicking the ball into his own defender. And even in the last minute of that game, Riley, you got a bit hot in the hands and you let a forward get away, but luckily the boys held in, or your boys held in there and just scraped by with the win.
Yeah, it was a close one, but we came away with it in the end. No harm, no foul. So yeah, it was a great game, great one to watch. A real nail biter, but yeah, Snicko's boys, they're always in for a good game. So I'm real glad that we were able to hang on in the end.
Yeah, I hope NBT doesn't await the same fate, because he's he copped one against the Wires, and hopefully the Dolphins don't replicate it into our game in round three. But we'll move on. John Boy Mayava and Lonnie Lawrence get the first win for the Penrith Panthers, 30-6. Congratulations to the boys there at in Penrith, and yeah, that was a good game in the first half, very competitive. But second half, the Panthers just really gave it to them, so much so that they injured two of the Titans players. First time in SRL history, two injuries in one game. And we'll speak about the impact that's going to have on the Titans in round three. Moving on, it was the Sharks that just scraped by against an understrength Broncos. No Eddie Oliver. Two rookies on debut in Teresi and Rewi Jones. Wasn't a convincing win, not going to lie. It was just enough to get the job done. I thought defensively we were pretty staunch, but attack kind of need to work on that, especially against a team like the Dolphins. But yeah, that was a great fight by the Broncos. Went right down to the end, and thankfully it went our way because that one of the toughest watches as a captain. But yeah, the Dogs 40-30 over the Roosters and Riley. The Roosters have officially broken the record for the longest losing streak in SRL regular season history. Thoughts on that?
Um, yeah, it's a bit incredible, isn't it? It's a stat that a while ago we thought would never be broken, with Panthers having that extremely long losing streak over the span of a couple seasons there. But man, who would have thought Matty Harris, the fall from grace, he holds the longest winning streak and the longest losing streak now. It's absolutely incredible. Um, and not in the good way, but Matty Harris, really, it's probably not one thing they wants on his SRL player's grave, in that fateful day when he retires. But hey, what can you do? Matty Harris, he's had a great career. Why not add a few more, record-breaking things to it?
Yeah, I mean, it was always going to be a tough game for what it's worth. They really put up a fight, but they just conceded too many points. I think both teams forgot the memo that you got to tackle as well. But yeah, the Roosters 12 losses in a row. They'll be looking to bounce back in round three against the Titans. But we move on. The Newcastle Knights start their season undefeated, 30-6 win over the Raiders in Newcastle. First half, very close game. Second half, the Knights just blitzed the Raiders out of the park. And yeah, Riley, Mike Borson's 2-0 to start his captain's run, or his inaugural captain run. Great result for the Knights skipper.
Yeah, some great results there. Just making that big score against the Raiders. It was a very close game until that second half, where it just really got away from the Raiders, and the Knights just started to really put on the power. And it was quite a good game to commentate as well. And Sonny, I'm pretty sure you were actually on the sideline for that one as well, weren't you?
Yeah, I had a big lump in my head from the Canberra milk carton that was thrown at me. Caught the cheeky scratch to the eye from the Viking hat that was thrown at me as well. Will K, I know it was you. That disguise wasn't fooling me. But yeah, I don't believe he's in India. I think he's out there just antagonizing me. But we look towards the ladder after round two, and it is the South Sydney Rabbitohs leading the pack in at number one. The West Tigers in at number two. Newcastle Knights at three. The Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs at four. At fifth is the Melbourne Storm coming off a bye, so they are on 4 competition points. The Auckland Warriors at 6, the Dolphins at 7, and the Penrith Panthers at 8. We look to the bottom half of the ladder. It is the Sharks in ninth, the Raiders in 10th, Seagulls 11, Cowboys at 12, Roosters at 13, Titans at 14, and the Brisbane Broncos dead last on the ladder. So, yeah, I think the biggest talking point right now is how good are the Rabbitohs?
They hopefully not too good, but as you're up against them this week. But man, they've been really surprising. They've come out and they've made a very big impact on the league so far, and you'd hope that they can keep this form that they've started with here. And it's nice to see the Rabbitohs, going well, and Joey Kelly rebuild in full motion. But maybe I'd just like a little bit if they decided to take a week off on that whole success thing, just for me.
Yeah, I mean the cards. The cards you've been dealt for this week without Eli Barnes, it's gonna be a tester, but we will get into that game. And speaking of games, let's get into the round 3 preview, proudly brought to you by TBC Live and a Patreon. If you aren't already, go ahead and subscribe. Premium, standard options, whichever one. Plenty of exclusives. You can listen to the potty as it's recorded live, get in amongst the chat, and yeah, you can hear some unfiltered and uncensored moments. Shout out to my microphone. If you know, you know. But let's get into it. The first game to kick off round 3, it'll be the Titans taking on the Roosters, and the Gold Coast side. They will be without Matty Vaughan and Carl Lewis for this week, which means they're calling up 2 rookies. Let's get into it. And number 1, you've got Liam Ryan making the return to fullback from 5'8". And personally, I think that's going to be a huge move for the Titans. And number 2, you've got Nathan O'Donnell. Number 3, Jerome Daly. Number 4, Harris Andrews. And on the right wing, number 5, Corey Goetz. In the halves, Michael McGluckie slots out to 5'8" for this one, making the shift from halfback. And Justin Dolan making the move from the centres into the halves for this one. So it'll be a big game for him. And we'll see how he goes. But for the forward pack, number 8, you've got Hayden Davis. 9, Chris Weston on debut. Number 10, Bruce Buckley. 11, Christian McKay. 12, Captain Liam Rogers. 13, Mark Lee. Off the bench, you've got Cameron Honeyman, 14. Alistair Russell, 15. Dylan Murray at 16. And Jimmy Lopez, another debutant, there at the 17th spot. For the Roosters, Cody Mansour at 1. Tyler Weston, 2. Beck Goodwin, 3. Rain O'Driscoll, 4. And Marshall Edwards at 5. In the halves, you've got the 2 Goodwins, Ethan and Jasper, playing in at 5, at 6 and 7 respectively. In the forwards, you've got Bailey Wilson at 8, Blair Kurt at 9, Brad Goodwin 10, Chad Johnson 11, Milo Kerrigan at 12, and the captain Mandy Harris at 13. Off the bench, Lachlan Tierney 14, 15 Riley Holmes, 16 Jimmy Ralph, and 17 Hayden Millett. Muzz, let's break this game down. The Titans, they're going to be under strength, but the big move, Liam Ryan to fullback. For the Roosters, this is the chance for them to finally get a win. You know, they're going up against a Titans side that hasn't won a game yet. They're without 2 of their starters. And if ever there was a game for the Roosters to finally get a W, this is the one right here.
Yeah, there definitely is. It's kind of been, they're probably thinking it's a bit of a blessing that they've been handed this game. It's just about as easy as it can get with a team missing 2 players due to injury, but man, wouldn't it be funny if Roosters lost? It's yeah, I assume it wouldn't just be a free game for them. Obviously, you can't just walk in there and expect to get the win just because the team is, in a bad way with injuries, but the Roosters will still have to work for it, and it's still going to be a challenge, I think. I think I've actually tipped the Titans to win this one.
Yeah, for the Roosters, I mean, you can't get into a complacent mindset. This could be a trap game for them if they approach it that way. And, the Broncos is a good example. Like, they played an understrength side against us, and we just edged them out by 2. Pause. But funnily enough, with the 2 injuries, the Titans are still the favourites to win that game. 61 voters, 55% of punters jumping on Titans 9-18. I myself have gone Roosters 9-18. I think the injuries are going to play its part, and I think the Roosters, this is their chance to get that win, so I think they're going to do it. Maybe if the Titans had their starters, it'd be a different story, but I feel like this one just lines up for the Roosters to come away with it. But yeah, that'll be a good game to kick off your Monday games at 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. We'll move on now to the next game where it'll be the Seagulls doing battle against the Penrith Panthers. And we'll take a look at the lineup for Ruben Mobbs' men. Number 1, Casey Kate. Number 2, Shannon Freeburn. Number 3, Damien Lockie. Number 4, Mark Iron. And number 5, Dom Young. Number 6, Cruz Bontoff. 7, Kyle Lewis. 8, Ruben Mobbs, the skipper. 9, Rex Buckingham. 10, the great Ollie Parche. 11, Freddie Anderson. 12, Creed Alex Chapman. And Aaron Beckman at 13. Off the bench, 14, Farah. 15, Ben Punch. 16, Lightning McQueen. And 17, Tavita Barlangi. And for the Panthers, the visitors, you've got a bit of a change lineup here from their last one. You've got Raikamanu at 1, Shaq the Unknown at 2, Rawidi Komene at 3, Ben Cummins at 4, and Tavita Vuvalingawa at 5. In the halves, you've got Charlie Butler 6, Dominic Stramandanoli at 7. Forwards, you've got Sinclair at 8, Hendrik Lind at 9, Callum Irwin at 10, 11, John Boy Mayava, the captain, alongside his vice captain, number 12, Lonnie Lawrence, shout out to Matoko, and 13, you've got Jackson Allison at the lock spot. Number 14, you've got Leki Tua, who's coming off the bench in this game, so bit of an interesting call there. But they've got Justice Daly at 15, Rusty Shackelford at 16, and the name that always gets me every time, Kaleo Nalani, Mahana Olu. And yeah, Riley, thoughts on this game, and who have you got on the tips?
I've tipped the Seagulls 1-12. This is my last time putting faith in my brother, Manly Mobs here, as I've went 19 plus for him last week, and he let me down after he told me to swap it over. So I've given him one more chance. I've put it at 1-8. I also had to back my boy Ollie Pache as well, who's over there. So yeah, I've backed the Seagulls to get this one, but really it could go either way. The Panthers have Lucky Tua. We know how good he is. We know how important he is to that team now. And yeah, this will probably be a good one, I reckon. Two teams that are like really just trying to find their stride here in this season, in this new season, season 9. So it'll definitely be a good one to watch.
Yeah, I'm expecting this one to be competitive. I reckon it's going to be a 1-8 margin for the winner. Manly coming off a tough loss, I'm expecting them to bounce back. When I look at this Panthers side, what they're capable of, what they put up against the Gold Coast Titans, if they can bring that form, then the Panthers could go 2 on the trot. But the majority of punters are backing the Seagulls 1-8, 48 votes, 44%. Ruben, you might want to close your ears. I've gone Panthers 1-8. I think the Panthers are going to back it up with another good win here. And either way, I feel like it's going to be 1-8. So whoever wins, all the best to those two teams. And that'll be your second game on Monday. We look ahead now to the Monday night footy clash. It'll be the Storm taking on the Knights in Melbourne. And that will kick off at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. We'll take a look at the lineups. Both unchanged. The Melbourne Storm, number 1, Corey Bell. Number 2, Kobe Kelly. Number 3, Cruz Spencer. 4, Jack Jimmy. 5, Maverick Goldfield. 6, TBK. 7, Matty Johns. In the forwards, number 8, Ryan Wilmot. 9, James Thorne. 10, Mason Remy. 11, Logan Guys. 12, Phoenix Murphy. And 13, Will Kay, their captain. And he'll be flying back from India to come play this game, and then he's got to shoot off. So, yeah, he's quite committed to the role, and he'll be back in Melbourne for this one. But number 14 off the bench, Manu Fa'afili, 15 Hopsgood, 16 Kane Nielsen, and 17 Equipped with it. I think that's how you pronounce it. And for the visitors, the Newcastle Knights, 2-0. Can they get 3 and get a big win against the Storm? Here's the lineup. Number 1, Dom Ponkston. Number 2, Miko Rashford, the Rash. Number 3, Joey June. Number 4, Bradley Parks. And 5, Liam Simon. In the halves, Josh Butterfield at 6. Mike Borson's the captain at 7. Forwards, Kodar Diab at 8. Bo Sadler 9. Daniel Punch at 10. Luke Driscoll, vice captain at 11. Number 12, Alex Christie. And number 13, Big John Nanai to round off their pack. Off the bench, 14, Nathan Anderson. 15, Ban Dishwasher. 16, Nathan Macquarie, and 17, Carlo Talangi. Muzz, thoughts on this game? Both teams undefeated, and one of them's going to walk away undefeated after this one. The other will drop their first game. It's going to be a tough one on Monday Night Footy.
Yeah, it'll be a good one for Monday Night Footy as well. I'm personally looking forward to it. If I look here, I'll be able to tell you who I've backed. I've backed Storm 9-18. Had to back my old team and, back the boys out there. But I'm sure the Knights will give it a good crack as well. It looks like a lot of the players have actually gone for Storm in this one, and it's probably smart. It's a little bit silly to bet against the Storm, especially with how good they've been the past couple seasons. So I'm, expecting big things from them. And the Knights, they're going to have they're gonna have a big game on their hands. You know, I've got faith that the Knights will put up a good fight as well. So it really could go anyway, but I'm gonna back the Storm boys for this one.
Yeah, you just back the Storm, because it just feels like second nature. They're one of the best teams in the SRL, and the punters do agree. 74 votes on Storm 9 to 18, 67% of punters jumping on that one for this game. I myself have gone Storm 1 to 8. I see this one being very close, and I will not be surprised if the Knights can get a good underdog win against the Storm, but until then, the Storm prove me otherwise. I'm probably going to back them every time unless it's against us. So, that's going to be a tough game at Amy Park. First home opener for the Storm, and that'll be your Monday night footy clash. Before we get into the rest of the games, let's just have a quick breeze through the chat and see who's saying what. First one that caught my eye, Ruben Mobs. Sonny has never been real. Sorry, mate. Look, I just had to back the Panthers. If he's win this week, then maybe things will change. And yeah, just a quick honourable mention to Tim James and his kick game. He's currently wearing the white. What are those?
Supreme Air Forces. He joined, showed the kicks off, and then left.
he's, he's just flexing the
It's
kicks.
Timu, the Timu Supreme Air Forces. Yeah, please continue, Sonny.
Yeah, we don't really have much happening in the chat at the moment. Just Lonnie Lawrence says toes. Ruben Mob says clean Supremes. Hell yeah, just laughed. And Ollie Pache is saying he's going to take away video perms next time he does it. So, Tim, if you want to flex those kicks, don't do it in here. Do it somewhere else before Ollie bans you. But yeah, we'll move on to the rest of the games now. Kicking off your Tuesday action as we take a look at the preview. It will be the South Sydney Rabbitohs and the West Tigers. This, in my opinion, is going to be the game of the round. Two undefeated teams, first versus second. And let's take a look at the lineup, starting with the home side, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Number 1, Justin Plays. Number 2, Jai Collins. Number 3, Lachlan Holmes. Number 4, Connor Bruce. And 5, Kevin Dixon. 6, Bradley Callaghan. 7, their captain, Joey Kelly. 8, Matt Downey. 9, Aaron O'Hare. Number 10, Aaron Leondis. 11, Jordan Ford. Talis Riff at 12. And Jesse Bennett at 13. 14 off the bench, Felix Stoder. 15, Jack Sora. 16, Lucy Driscoll. And 17, Felix Windmill Skeed. And for the away side, Riley, I'll quickly read out your team list here. But without Eli Barnes, Cyrus Marks will take the number 1 spot in this game at fullback. Number 2, Marley Arkey. Number 3, Zach Brown. Number 4, Nathan Haas. And number 5, Ben O'Donnell at the opposite wing. Sione Mataosa at 5'8". Luke Thompson at halfback. In the forwards, David Barner at 8. Mav Keller at 9. Riley Murray at 10. In 11, Lockie McKinnon, 12, Ash Crutcher, and 13, the man with the cleanest pair of kicks in the SRL, Tim James. Tim James, number 14, Sam Lillard, 15, Nepo Baby, making his club debut. Good on ya. 16, Charlie Rossini, and 17, Jeff Keane. All right, Riley, the question of the hour. Without Eli Barnes, how are you feeling about this game, and what do your boys have to do to get a win against the hot Rabbitohs side?
Yeah, well, it's not ideal, but I'm still very confident in the boys and our ability to get the job done. You know, we're a very classy team. You know, we just try and back ourselves, and I think that's a big part of why we've been getting a couple W's to start the season off as well. I think that it's just the team that really gets the job done. I think it's not one individual person that can really win or lose a game for us. So I think as long as we just back ourselves and keep on playing like we have been so far this season, I think we'll be able to get it done. I think we'll be all right. Famous last words, but you know, you always got to back the boys.
Pray for the best, expect the worst. But I'll tell you what, I'm smelling a bit of beef cooking in the chat here. Joey Kelly, the captain of the Rabbitohs, says, Riley, you are done. We are ready, mate. So, Riley, get ready. It's going to be an absolute slugfest. But we'll take a look at your weekly tips and see where the punters are going for this one. And it is the Tigers 9 to 18 bet with 56 votes, 51%, jumping on that as the key margin. Riley, You're going to hate me already more than you do. But I've gone Rabbitohs 1-8. I think the Joey Kelly rebuild is in full effect. I think the house is ready. And I think with Eli Barnes out, they are going to give your boys a good run for your money. But I've backed them Rabbitohs 1-8. Obviously, you would have backed your boys. What margin did you go?
I went 19 plus, and just funnily, oh, look at that, Dolphins 1-8. Oh, geez, when did that happen? Oh, geez, I'm not sure how that happened. That must have just happened. Not sure that all of a sudden, randomly, my bet just swapped to Dolphins 1-8 for this week. But yeah, Sonny, just besides the betrayal that I'm feeling right now, I reckon we'll be able to get it done. I backed this 19 plus, so full credit to the boys.
Yeah, look, Wiley, if you had Eli Barnes, I would have jumped on easy, but I just feel like that's going to be crucial. And this Rabbitohs backline, you've got Justin Plays at 1, you've got Jai Collins at 2, and Kevin Dixon at 5. Speed, experience, versatility. I mean, this backline is deadly. It's dangerous. And I feel like if Cyrus Marks, he's going to jump into the deep end with this one because he's going up against 3 premier outside backs. So I feel like that will be the difference maker in the end. But hey, if you get up, I'll be happy. I'll be happy for you guys. The bank account won't, but as a mate, of course. So yeah, make sure you tune in on Tuesday for that one at 5 p.m. But we'll take a look now at the next game. And for that one, 6 p.m. on Tuesday, it'll be the Raiders taking on the Cowboys in Canberra, I believe. So for the Raiders, number 1, Riley Flynn. Number 2, Xavier Armando. Number 3, Latrell Bolt. 4, Dane Blaine. 5, Thomas Madonka. 6, Sam Herbin. 7, Alex Berkeley. 8, Jordan Lewis. 9, Liam Evans. 10, Rahul Kawal. I'm pretty sure it's Kawal, not Kaval. But
It's
Wally
Kaval.
Allen.
It's pronounced Kaval.
It's Kaval
It's
now.
spelled Kawal, but it's pronounced Kaval. That's the wall player.
Shout out to Big
Nah, I'm
Riley.
pretty sure. At least that's how Will says it. So I haven't gotten any complaints yet.
Yeah, Rahul. Don't point the finger at us. Blame the commissioner. The other one. Number 12, Jacob Morrison. Number 13, Lennox Prakash. 14, Preston Beats. 15, Harry Chatter. 16, Liam Schrodinger. And 17, Jason Lomu. For the Cowboys, number 1, Chaz Dingo. 2, Caleb J. 3, Tyreek Hamilton. 4, Lucas Deuce. And 5, Lenny Phillips. In the halves, Blake Harris at 6. Jack Kyle at 7. So both those two making the shift in the halves. The swap, I should say. For the forward pack, you've got Jordan Williams at 8, Jordan Marshall at 9, Daniel Ango at 10, Callum Murray 11, Simon Hunt 12, and their captain, Justin Monkey, making the shift to lock at 13. Off the bench, you've got Eddie Devon 14, Jake Scott 15, 16, Josh Pretlove, and 17, Tom Jameson. So, the Raiders, as it stands, 1-1, the Cowboys 0-2. Riley, your thoughts on this game and who do you think's going to get up?
Yeah, well, Cowboys is playing a bit of musical chairs in their team list there, and also it's just it's about time that they got a win as well. I'm not sure how they managed to do this, but pretty sure they haven't gotten a win yet this season. So it's a little bit surprising. I'll take a look at what I've actually tipped here in the channel, but
And while you
I've
do
I've
that,
actually tipped Cows 1-8.
oh, there you go. Riley Murray on Cows 1-8. Majority of punters 49%, 54 votes, jumping on Cowboys 9-18. I've gone Cowboys 19 plus. I feel like they are due for a win as well. When you look at that lineup, they're a bit unlucky to be 0-2. Some tough, close losses. They nearly had the Dogs in round 1, but I'm expecting them to bounce back in this one. I feel like this is the game for them to win and get back into it. But for the Raiders, you can't count them out. I don't think too many people backed them when they beat the Wires. So if they can bring that sort of a performance, bounce back from last week's loss against the Knights, then they're going to be in for a big game. But that'll be a challenge there from the nation's capital. And we'll take a look at your Wednesday night games to round off round 3. The first one on Wednesday will be the Bulldogs taking on the Broncos as we take a look at both lineups. And for the home side, the defending premiers, Number 1, Tatida Maxwell. 2, Angie Slugger. 3, Marshall Metcalf. 4, Johnny Columbus. 5, Bunty Cambolo. In the halves, you got Daniel Hallier at 6, Joseph Jackson at 7. Forwards, number 8, Kobe Johnson. Thomas Wallace at 9, Casey Namana at 10, Filippo Gould 11, 12, Cameron Hodgson, and their captain, Damian Moana at 13. Off the bench, you've got Jack Tedesco 14, Oos Willis 15, Maimai Mayava at 16, and Tony Tornahi, their vice-captain, at the 17th spot. For the visitors, looking for their first win of the season, and they've got Eddie Oliver back, which is good news for the Bronx. They've got Tyron Clay at 1, Errol Ray Romano at 2, Kyan Walker at 3, Anthony Lee at 4, and Dylan Sharp at 5. 6, Isaac Edwards. 7, John Bakers. 8, their captain, Anthony McDonald. 9, Eddie Oliver. 10, Caleb Jeff. 11, Cody Ogg. 12, Coven Walmsley. And at 13, you've got the vice-captain, Luke Short. Off the bench, Tuxiog 14, Mario McEnroe 15, Sonny Sharp 16, and Jose Aldewi Jones at the 17th spot. Riley, Broncos looking for their first win of the season, but this is going to be a tough slog for them. They're coming up against one of the best, if not the best team in the SRL, and that is the defending premiers, the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you know, when you go up against the premiers, it's always going to be a difficult one. Close your ears, Broncos fans, but I've actually gone Bulldogs 19 plus for this one. You know, I'm sure that it's going to be a good one, but you know, I don't play about my money.
It's the saying goes.
It's going to be a good one, I reckon. It's you never know.
Yeah, majority of punters jumping on, 66 votes. Bulldogs 9 to 18, 61%. I myself have jumped on that one. So, someone's now jumped off it. 65 votes now for the Dogs. It's dropped down to 60%. So whoever did that, stop fluctuating the market. But yep, the Bulldogs are the ranked favourites for this one. And the Broncos, if they can come away with a win on the road against the Dogs to start their season with a dub, or get their first dub of the season, I should say, that'll do a lot. I feel like their team list does have what it takes to compete with the best. It's just a matter of, can they do it on the day? And yeah, that'll be the second last game. Your first one on the Wednesday. And after this, to round it all off, it is the round 13 rematch that decided the minor premiership last season. It is your Cronulla Sharks taking on the Dolphins at Brisbane's Suncorp Stadium. I've actually mixed up the team list, so Riley, remind me to remind you that the Dolphins are the home team for this game. But yeah, we'll take
geez, Sonny, you're setting me up for failure here.
Mate, don't you dare start. As we take a look, we'll start with the home side. Dolphins unchanged. They've got Tyler Almatangi 1, Logan Seymour 2, Cooper Speedman 3, Craig Hustler 4, and Jackson Chapman at 5. Hugh Snow at 6, O'Shea Ole at 7, Stace the Pace at 8, Starche Depache, Kieran Wells at number 9, Sneeko Bro at 10, their captain, Yago Maikazi 11, Lockley Cox 12, and Chris Lord 13. Off the bench, Buster Groove 14, Zachariah Segarini 15, Declan Connell 16, and Shack Attack at 17. And for the visitors, the mighty Cronulla Sharks, number 1 NBT, number 2 Thomas Usher, number 3 Cade Cowan, 4 Jake Hitchens, 5 Michael Crimp, Sonny Ty at 6, Anthony Delaney at 7, Barisic at 8, Drew Matthews 9, Sabator at 10, Jamal Kosako at 11, Bobby Werman at 12, and Luke Malkus, the big fella, they're at 13. Off the bench, we've got Chris Wakabayashi 14, Nathan Walsh 15, Jack Anderson at 16, and Christian Bachagalupi at the 17th spot. Riley, let me get your thoughts on this game. How do you see it playing out, and who do you think gets up between the Sharks and the Finns?
I reckon it'll be a flogging. I reckon Dolphins will just make quick work of the Sharks here. And
moving on to my bet. No, jokes.
Yeah, no, I reckon it's not even going to be close. You know, Sharks, they've really got no class in the team. You know, not a big fan of their captain either. So I reckon Dolphins will get this one pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm sure the captain feels exactly the same way about you, right? As we take a look at the weekly tips. And no surprise from me, I've gone Sharks 1 to 8, but the punters are jumping on the Dolphins 9 to 18, 53 votes, 48%. Yeah, bit nervous, not gonna lie. We're gonna have to turn up on the attacking side, we're really gonna have to be better to beat the Dolphins. I think defensively we've been pretty good. We conceded 18 against the Storm and 10 against the Broncos, so hopefully we can keep them thereabouts in that range. But yeah, this is gonna be a tough game. Um, we we actually dished out the smackdown on the Finns last time we played. Um, that was the game where we did the blowout crowd and no Dolphins fans were allowed in the stadium, and they got walloped in that one. So now we return to enemy territory in the heart of it. But yeah, our second game in Brisbane. So hopefully we can come away with another win. But that's going to be a huge game to round off your round 3 clash on Wednesday evening. And that'll be your round 3 games. In other news now, let's get to the chat. Let's see what the Patreons are saying, what the supporters are saying. So we take a look. Ruben says, up the Dogs. Anthony Lee says, boo. Probably after I gave my take on that Broncos game. I don't know. What else do we have here? Oh, no, that's pretty much it. We've just got a tongue
Oli
emoji.
Bache with the first question. Is cayenne pronounced like that? Yes, it is. It is pronounced cayenne. We got told, like the first time that we commentated Cayenne Walker, we were saying it's cyan, and it's pronounced Cayenne Walker.
Cayenne Walker. There you go. Little tidbit for you as we take a scroll
Fun
down.
fact.
Chris Weston says Titans 19 plus Weston to score the game winner. Talk that. Let's go. Making his debut. Don't miss it. Round 3 Monday game. Titans taking on the Roosters. Ruben Mob says, who are we gonna see start the season 3-0? Rabbitohs probably.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah, dog.
Jeez. Who else is 2-0? I think the Rabbitohs are legit in a good position. I think let me take a look at the ladder real quick.
I can't believe you,
Newcastle.
Sonny. I can't believe you would not back my boys. I can't believe it. This is the top form of betrayal right now. Jeff Keane is going to score a hat trick just because of you.
Mate, the highest rated player on your team is not playing against the team that is top of the ladder.
We don't need it.
That's
We got
basic
heart.
math. That's
We got
basic
heart.
math.
We got culture. We got heart. We got culture. We got some good players in here. We've got the future SimVP winner Tim James, and we've got Jeff Keane. All right, that alone should be enough. Jeff Keane being in there, that alone should be enough. You're also forgetting that Lachlan McKinnon will not let us lose.
Well, speaking of culture, I mean, you do have half of the Canberra Raiders culture.
I'm just trying to win you money here. I'm trying to get you money. Really, I'm just trying to get you some coins. I'm just a good friend like that, and I'm really just trying to help you out.
Oh yes, he says that as he changed the Sharks Dolphins tip mid potty. So just remember that, guys. Riley Murray, he's slithering in the guy.
Yeah,
in the
but
grass
that's just because I don't play back my money though.
Wait, then we have a mutual understanding here.
I'm just trying to help you, man. Really, just out here helping the poor, trying to help a single dad. I'm just like that. I'm generous. I'm charitable like that. But if you don't want to take my charity, it's fine. If you'd rather just be living in poverty, that's fine by me.
Oh jeez. Oh, there we go. That's what you want to hear. Riley Murray's fired up. Maybe I might change my bet now. Maybe he's gonna turn up for this game, prove me wrong. And yeah, nah. All jokes aside, I feel like the Rabbitohs have got ya.
Yeah, you're a dog.
And we'll get to the rest of the comments here. Jeff Keane should get Keane to lose on Tuesday. Joey Kelly is still talking it. Let's go. Big Kello. Jeff Keane, fullback, says Kyle Fowler. I thought Tim James was playing, not Tim James. No, Tim James has returned. Yeah, Tim James is now gone, and Tim James is back. So there you go. Dom Young says, okay, skip my question. My bad, bro. I didn't see your question. Feel free to ask it again. Do the Tigers have to play double to get Tim James? No comment from the Tigers captain. Very interesting. We'll keep you updated on that one.
Sorry. I was. Hey, I thought that you were gonna answer. Do we have to play double? I think we have to. We have to pay double. It's like two different players. Actually, Sonny, are we allowed to actually get Tim James in at fullback, or is that a no go?
Oh,
No,
jeez.
just
So
not
we're gonna
allowed to
have
have
three Tim
both Tim James
Jameses.
and Tim James there. Yeah. You can only enough Tim James, and you can make yourself a Tim James. So
There you
it all
go.
works out in the end.
Yeah, just duplicate your star player, and there you go. Daniel Hellier says, Sonny, is Daniel Hellier good?
No.
Define good. No, I'm joking. Look, I can't talk. I don't know why you're asking me. This is the 5-8 of the season last season, so I should be asking you how Sonny Tyre is, but I think we all know the answer to that. So the question from Lonnie Lawrence is Sonny gonna drop the ball this week? Look, I don't think that should be the question. I think the question should be how many times will the ball be dropped by Sonny Tyre? So I don't know. Hopefully 0, but anything below 1 is a good day for me. So there you go. 1 and under. 1 and under mistakes for the game against the Dolphins. That's going to be tough. Joey Kelly says, Sunny Sharks miss out on rivalry round next week. Yeah, I've got to speak to the fixture guy about giving us all the Wednesday games. From what I've heard, apparently it was requested that they wanted the Monday games. And lo and behold, they end up with 7 Wednesday games. So we're going to have to talk to the fixture guy about that one. But hey, it's all good. If we get the win, get a week off, reset for round 5, then that'll be awesome. Oli Pache says, who do you think is next in line based off current form for a debut international/origin pick? Shout out to Ollie. That's a good question. Muzz, I'll let you start us off on that one.
Sorry, what was the question? I just had to duck out for a second. Please fill me in.
Oli Pache asks, who do you think is next in line based off current form for a debut international/origin pick?
Oh man, it's difficult to say. I think maybe Igor Markazi. He's probably not too far off from it, especially after he's probably going to thrash the Sharks this week. So yeah, I'd
There you
say
go.
he'd probably not be too far off it. He's a pretty good player, and I reckon he's got a good chance.
Yeah, all right, yeah, Igor. Or Yegor, sorry. I reckon he's definitely someone to keep in mind. Um, who else? Who else? Justin plays. He's had a good 2 weeks, so you could put him in conversation for Maroon's selection. I think he's played for the Maroons before, but he did miss out last season, so I think this could be the bounce back season for him. Kevin Dixon as well. I like what I'm seeing from him on the wing. But yeah, you've caught me at a time where my brain is scrambled, so I can't really get the names that I know are out there. But yeah, those are a few names to keep an eye out for. And there'll be openings for that Blues squad because Lennox Prakash and Jacob Morrison, the two great players of the SRL, they have turned their backs on their states, and they are now Queensland eligible. So that'll open up a
I
few
wouldn't say they're
spots.
state greats. I wouldn't say that, Sonny. You're getting a bit carried away there. Honestly, they're so replaceable. I didn't even think they were going to get picked this season, if I'm being honest. Like, Jacob Morrison, I haven't even seen him in the Blues squad at all. He's, it's a bit like, it's not really a loss. I think that the state's probably better off without them, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. If anything, you should be thanking Big Lennox because you might have a chance to crack the Blues squad now, Muzz.
Maybe I won't put my house on it because I'm happy just to do the work for the Tigers at the moment. But if Will wants me in there, I'll pick up the I'll pick up the call. I'll be there.
Yeah, shout out to Muzz Rothfield who did a great job covering the last series. But we're just getting some breaking news, bit of a special coming to you live. The announcement from the Mines Commissioner himself. The Mines competition will start on the 30th of November with a triple header from England. So pack your bags. We are going to England to kick off the Mines competition, and we'll actually get a few words from the Mines commissioner himself. So, Borso, if you're there, or actually Riley might have to give you the perms. I'm not too sure. Oh no, he's here. He's here. Borsons, let's go. We're going to England for this one.
We're going to England. Exiles just came back into the league. First time we've had an English team in the SRL. So I thought, what better way to celebrate it than having a full-fledged round over there, like a magic round for the mine players?
Oh, awesome. They're going to love it. So we take a look at the comments in the chat. Ollie Pache says, come on, England. Score some effing tries. Anthony Lee says, up the Bears. Kaya Four says, yuck, England. And Hellier is confused. Chris Weston is packing his bags right now. And Tim James says, go the Tigers. But there you go. Straight from the Mines Commissioner himself, Mike Borsons. The Exiles, the first non-Australian and New Zealand team in the SRL. And that is going to be massive as we kick off the Mines competition from England for the triple header. So all 6 Mines teams, pack your bags, get ready. We're going to get you on economy flights all the way up. For the Dragons, I'm going to book them business class because speaking of Mines, we've got new mentors and we're going to break down the list. So we'll just jump straight into it. For the Dragons, a big congratulations to my Sharkies boys, Drew Matthews and Jake Hitchens. They will be the mentors for the Dragons. So all the best to those lads. And I'm here for them if they want my opinion or insight on things. But we'll take a look at the other appointments. Muzz, I don't suppose you've got the sheet on you?
I could get it up, but I'll take this opportunity to tell you, Sonny, you're actually wrong in saying that the Exiles will be the first non-Australian or New Zealand team. I'm sure that you've actually forgotten the PNG Hunters. They're
Oh,
actually
that's
a
right.
club in the mines as well.
My
Which, if you
apologies.
could believe it, they're actually based in Papua New Guinea. But the mentors, the mentors for the Exiles, we'll see Daniel Hellier and Charlie Rossini pairing up there to mentor that team. The Bears will have Carl Lewis and Tom Jameson in charge of that. For the Dargans, we'll have Drew Matthews, old D-Mats, and Jake Hitchens, your Sharks boys. Too bad
Up the
they're about to get
Dargans.
flogged they're about to get flogged next week, but they'll
Hey, hey,
they'll
hey.
probably do a good job doing their job as mentors. For the Hunters, we have Corey not Corey Boyd, Corey Bell out there all by his lonesome, in control of the Hunters. For the Rams, we'll have Lee Simon and Luke Driscoll in charge of those. And for the Eels, we'll have Jeff Keane and Josh Pretlove, our very own target, Jeff Keane. Big ups.
Yeah, big congratulations to those players taking a role at a leadership capacity, and it's going to be great to see the development of the SRL's next up-and-coming players is vital to the comp, so it's great to see that we've got some good names out there. I think the biggest one that sticks out, though, Riley, Corey Bell, lone mentor for the Hunters. How do you think he's going to step up in this role? I mean, he's been here since season 1. Do you think he's ready for it? Do you think he's gonna take some initiative and prove that he can be a leader, or do you think he just doesn't have what it takes to be a mentor?
Look, who knows? I've just been told if anybody wants to become a mentor, just message good old Mike Borsons and tell him, is anyone's got a chance. You want to be in that sort of leadership position, but yeah, Sonny, I think that the mentors are a good thing in the league. I reckon Corey Bell will be fine doing doing his job. I mean, sure, he might even get someone else helping him out. So, I'm sure that mentors aren't all, set in stone. I'm sure that there's someone who could actually be added down the track as well.
Maybe no one wants to do it with him. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, cause look, hopefully he can step up and really be a prominent leader figure in the SRL. I mean, he's been around since day dot, really. So yeah, good on everyone that was selected as a mentor, and all the best in the seasons, developing the next crop of up-and-coming superstars in the SRL. Don't forget, 30th of November, the Mines competition will be kicking off very soon from England, so do not miss it. We'll take a look at the The comments, Ruben Mob says Sonny has no mind knowledge, and you're not wrong. Ollie Parche says Keen and Pretlove getting an early doors, interesting. Josh Pretlove says finally bringing Eels domination to the table. Jeez, I'm not sure if I can read that one. Joey Kelly says Corey Bell is a mentor. Wow. Manly Mobs. Ruben Mob says Pretlove being a mentor doesn't surprise me. He kind of caught my eye early into his career. Yeah, I was pretty big on Pretlove. I actually wanted to draft him, but the bloody Cowboys, they stole my pick, and then they did it again in round 2 of last season's dev draft. So Cowboys, you can't see it, but I'm pumping my fist at you in an angry way. But all jokes aside, Pretlove is going to do a great job. Dom Young says he'd love to be a mentor. The great Carl Lewis says, up the Bears. Yeah, rest up, big fella. Hopefully the hammy is doing well so you can get back for round 4. But yeah, Kaya for... Oh, jeez, I'm not even going to read that comment. That's just neither here nor there. And Mike Borsons with the absolute worst take of the night. Sonny got carried to a mines ring. Now, every now and then, we have to have this conversation, fellas. I mean, let's be real here. Let's be real here. How many games did we lose when I came back to the Blue Tongue? Let's get that out there. Riley, how many games did we lose once I got to the Blue Tongues? Please tell me.
Well, there's more factors to that than just winning and losing. We've got a
back
lot of
on the
blue tongues in
question.
here that can. We've got a lot of blue tongues in here that can attest, and you were kind of just there to kick the ball, and you didn't even do that too well. So I think in reality, it's probably a lot of Mike Borson's, taking control of that half situation. But you were good. It's like, yeah, get in there, buddy. You did good.
Look, all I'm
It's
saying
you
is
did your best there, Buster.
We didn't lose
You
a
did a
single
good
game
job.
once I got there. So, you might not appreciate it now, Riley, but when you get older and you get a bit wiser, you will understand that, yeah.
Yeah, I do know, and I also know, Sonny, that the only ring that you've ever actually gotten in your career was due to me
And moving
deciding to
on
pick you up for the
to
Blue
the next
Tongues.
segment. Well.
So I'm feeling a bit of hate in my bones right now after seeing your tips for this week, Sonny. I can't get it out. It's because it's gonna be a real problem. I don't think I'm gonna get over this one.
Yeah, we've got a bit of civil discourse in the staff room. So yeah, me and Riley, stay tuned after this. We're punching on live in the chat. But nah,
right after Talk Tire.
But yeah, those were some good days in the mines, and obviously it's tongue in cheek when I say that I carried you guys, but I'm just gonna keep saying it just to get in your sides a bit. Pause. We'll move on now. And Dom Young says, if the SRL had an Olympics, who would win the most gold medals? Riley wouldn't win any medals. He probably wouldn't even compete.
Sonny would win the most medals for dropping the balls and making errors.
Very original.
Also, there's going to be a special offer for Muzbet this week, just due to how Sonny's been acting, and you wouldn't believe it. Sonny Tire to make no errors in round 3 of season 9. Get keen, guys. It's happening.
And this just in, Riley Murray apparently isn't playing in the Tigers Rabbitohs game. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, all jokes aside, it's always a good time here on the Commissioner's Lounge. And a big thank you to everyone that's joined us. I think this is the biggest live audience that we've had so far. So it's great numbers here. A lot of engagement from our community as always. We love them all. And yeah, if you're not already, jump on the Patreon. What are you doing? Get on the Patreon so you can get some exclusive access to the SRL's top tier content. And yeah, the link is somewhere in the Discord. You'll have to find it. I think it should be in SRL Central or something. But let's get to the rest of these comments.
We got Ollie Parche saying, don't read this, but please keep it noted. If you boys want to make 2K24 calls with me, I can absolutely do that post potty. Ollie, I'm not sure why you would ask us to read that out. That has nothing to do with the podcast. Please keep it on topic, mate.
Ollie, see what I have to put up with, mate. See what I have to deal with. But yes, hey, we could make that like a special for the Patreon. We'll have a one-on-one, me and Muzza, Hell in a Cell. Dom Young, Oli Pache. Oh no, Oli Pache, special guest referee. Dom Young can be my manager, and yeah, we might have to get something like that going. But oh yeah, Ollie, trust me, when you've known Muzza as long as I have, it doesn't really surprise you anymore. You just kind of learn to live with him. But he's a good mate, and yeah, we'll take a look at the rest of the comments. Something about Warzone from Lonnie Lawrence. We haven't played Warzone in a while, actually. Might have to get back on it.
Nah, he's talking about the COD Warzone,
Oh,
I believe.
that Warzone. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good game too. But yeah,
I'm not a fan. I'm more of a multiplayer and zombies type of guy. Big zombies guy. Someone jump on my multiplayer with me. If you're bad at the game, hop in. I'd love to be in your bot lobbies. Also, please keep it related to the podcast, guys. Come on.
big question here from Anthony McDonald. You're gonna have to ask Ollie instead of Muzza. Who has been the most successful coin earner in the league? Do we have that record?
Probably Will K.
Surprise,
Old
surprise.
mates,
Not
old mates. Something's a bit cheeky in here. Ollie's said that he's gonna get it in about 4 minutes. We've got the stopwatch on, so we'll get back to you on that in 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's a long time for some people. As we keep going through the comments, it's pretty much just turning into a little yarn here. But Riley, do we have anything else to cover? Any news that we might not have touched on yet?
I don't think so. Just besides the fact that there's a COD Zombies game that's been organized here in the supporter VC right now in the chat. They're all trying to make it happen. I'm here for it. Although I'm not looking to carry that many people. Depends how late we're going into this.
Yeah, well, with all that out of the way, I think that's us done and dusted. So, get your final comments in before we close it out. Oh, geez, I can't even read what Lonnie Lawrence said. Anthony McDonald, question. Trade window opens in a couple of weeks. Who needs what? Yeah, trade
Sonny
deadline
needs
should...
another silver.
Oh, you did not. You did not just do that. That's cold. That's cold, bro.
Hey, my bad. Hey, my bad.
You
Dom Young needs a simulation girlfriend. Riley, who do I want for Eli Barnes? I want your soul. And then I also want to keep Eli Barnes as well. So, next question. Pete Veretto. Oh, that's not even a question. That's just, don't worry about that.
Daniel
Yeah, well,
Hellier
I think
says
we're trying
Sonny
to.
needs another half. Ah.
Sonny's gonna have to play bench center soon.
Oh.
Poor Sonny. He's copping it. He's copping it tonight, but you know what? It's kind of deserved for his bad takes.
Look, I put my back out. Oh jeez, I'm gonna have to cancel that.
Hey, hold
Oh
on
no!
1 minute.
Oh no!
Hold
Pause! Everyone,
on.
get out! Just get out! We're done. It's
Sonny Tyre. Sonny Tyre putting his back out.
Oh no!
Oh man,
I'm gonna pay
he's
for that
thrown his
one.
back. He's thrown it back.
I
Sonny
was gonna
Tyre just thrown
say
it back constantly.
I'll put something on the line for my halves, for my fellow halves, that this is how I get treated, and now I have just I've just fumbled that one so bad.
Oh man.
Best believe that part's
Sonny.
getting edited out. So you guys, this never happened, all right? This is getting
This
Mandela
happened.
affected.
We won't let them censor us. We will not let them censor us. Jeff Keane is the highest earner. I'm not even sure how that is. He's only been in the league for a season. But Jeff Keane, that's my boy. Will K's number 4, of course he is. Sonny Tyre, probably number 800, I'd say. Would be a good guess there with his terrible tips that he's doing. It's this season. All right, my apologies, Mr. Pache. Obviously, as you know, I cannot read. And Ollie, why don't you find out who's actually better at it, me and Sonny? That'd be just a great statistic to find out. And
Ollie, how about we not do
and
that?
that'd be just.
How about we not take a look at the all-time records?
Let's see it. Let's see it. Sonny
Muzz
Tyre
is
is
750.
Sonny, you suck. I am at 750. Sonny is at 590. You know, Sonny. Sometimes you just gotta back the boys and just do what I do.
You
Sometimes
absolute. See you next Tuesday. I can't believe
you
I
just
said
gotta
that.
you just gotta copy some of the goats. Sometimes stop trying to go off on your own path here. And some people just get footy and some people don't, and that's okay, Sonny. You just gotta copy my bets and you'll be right, I think.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Look, mate, if Eli Barnes needs a cast, then I'll get MBT's old one for him. MBT. But it's been a
Well, a
good.
hamstring doesn't need a cast, Sonny. So, get your facts straight here.
Mate, potato, all right. Oh, jeez, it's been a long night now. I'm going to regret what I just said. So the timestamp to edit that one out would be somewhere around the 1 hour mark. So there you go. When we talk about
Yeah,
exclusive content.
he'll have to throw his back out. He'll have to throw it back to be able to edit that one out. But
Riley,
be
you
right.
better never botch anything around me again, or I'm going to make sure you live that down for the rest of your career. Oh, but that's the fun, isn't it? The Commissioner's Lounge. We got a bit too loose there. Oh, jeez. I'm disgusted in myself after saying that. That is just. I feel like I've violated myself. That is just crazy work. But there you go. Unfiltered, uncensored, and all for you guys because we love you so much. Thank you for joining myself and what's his name? Riley Murray.
Okay.
For episode 3. I know. It's been one hell of an episode, but it's always a great privilege to spend time with you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. Muzz, any final words before we send it off?
Thank you for listening to Talk Tire. Love to see you next week. Sub to the Patreon.
Yeah, and don't forget, put your money on the Rabbitohs to beat the Tigers in round 3. Thank you for joining us tonight. Sonny Tyre here with Riley Murray, episode 3 of the Commissioner's Lounge. Enjoy your SRL footy, and we will see you right here back on SRL TV. Pause. I did not just say back. Pause.